So to just recap where we've been, we got the tree out and we got the wreath out this year to decorate here in Singapore and found that the wreath had turned a really ugly color of brown. In fact, it looked kind of like the wreath had been like dunked in some poopy water, not to be gross, but that's what it looked like. So of course I was totally devastated and I immediately thought, YouTube, there should be a video there that will tell me how to fix this. Well, I didn't really find anything that I thought was actually helpful, so I decided to try a couple methods out on my own that we could find on the internet, and this video is the result of that. So take a look. Hey guys, this is Netta. So we live in Singapore, and even though we live in Singapore, it is Christmas time here, so it is really hot outside here every day, about 90 degrees, and it's really, really sunny as well. And last year we bought this amazing white Christmas tree and I was really excited. So I'm originally from North Carolina in the United States, where we have a natural green Christmas tree every single year that, you go to the Christmas tree farm, they chop it down, smells wonderful, all that kind of good stuff. Well, in Singapore, A, that's really, really expensive because obviously the trees don't really grow anywhere near here, and B, it just felt weird because it's not cold outside. So I wanted to try something a little bit different. So we bought this wonderful white Christmas tree. This is our second year with the tree, and when we got it out a few days ago, we noticed a small problem. Turned a little yellow, a little brown. So what I wanted to do today is to share with you guys what we're going to do to try to bring it back to life. So I've read a couple of blogs online, but nobody really covered this on YouTube, so I thought it might be a helpful video to have. I don't really know why the trees turn yellow or brown. I don't know if it oxidizes. It may have to do with the weather here, because a lot of people said it took a couple years before their trees turned. But we're going to try to rescue them. So the first thing we're going to try out is 3 parts vinegar, 1 part water. Don't let it fool you. This is not kitchen magic clean. This is our own little concoction here. And what the blog posts recommend is that you take your tree outside, you get it all set up like this, and you spread all the little branches from each other. And then you want to have a really sunny day. Now, unfortunately, it's rainy season here in Singapore, so it's a little bit overcast. The sun is definitely out, though. I'm already sweating. So crossing our fingers that this will actually be effective. We'll see. But anyway, it says to put 3 parts vinegar, 1 part water into a spray bottle. Separate the branches out. Dust it off a little bit if you need to. We're not going to do much dusting because our tree's actually also covered in snow flocking. And then you take your spray bottle and you kind of just spray it down. And the instructions don't really tell you if you're supposed to soak the tree or if you're supposed to just lightly spray it. I don't know. And I've seen a couple people say that this method does not work. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it out. I'm going to spray it down with the spray bottle, and then we're going to leave it in the sun for about 12 hours today. Fingers crossed that it doesn't rain. And then we'll come back after that later this evening, and we'll see if there are results, or maybe tomorrow morning, and we'll see what happens. And if that doesn't work, we're going to try method 2. So check out that video if we need it. All right, so here we go. We're going to spray it down. Okay, so the tree has been sprayed. One of the things that really concerns me about this method is that it smells really heavily of vinegar. And I don't know about you, but vinegar does not remind me of Christmas time. So another fingers crossed moment for us. I really hope that the vinegar smell goes away. One of the other things I want to share with you guys is what happened to my Christmas wreath. So I love to make wreaths, and Christmas is no exception, of course. And I made one last year, and it's really, really brown. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's my Christmas wreath. We removed all the baubles and everything and all the pretty stuff. I don't know if you can see it on the camera very well or not, but the color is really, really off. It's not white at all, and it was super crisp and white. Now, the difference between this material and the material that's on the tree is that the tree has that flocking or fake snow spray on it, and I think that actually protected it. The other difference is that most of the time the tree sits inside of our house, and so it doesn't really have much sunlight on it. So I'm a little little suspect. I think that the sunlight actually causes the browning, which is one of the reasons why I'm not really sure if the vinegar method is going to work. But anyway, I'm going to spray this one down too, leave it in the sun today. We'll check it out after it's all completed. Hey guys, so this is day 2. It did not work. The vinegar spray did not work at all. So we're going to try out painting it actually. And to do that, you'll probably need a drop cloth because you're going to want to protect wherever it is that you're painting. And we've chosen a really, really not windy day because you don't want the paint to travel either. Unfortunately, it's also hot as hell today because we do live in Singapore. So we're going to try to do this as fast as possible and get it painted. And I'll show you guys the type of paint that we bought and also the method for how you're going to want to paint your tree and also your wreath to kind of make this better. All right, so here we go. Okay, so we've got some paint. I'll do a close-up of this in the screen so you can see it. It's Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2X Ultra Cover Paint and Primer Flat White. And I think the most important thing about this type of paint is that it says also bonds to plastic. It's fast drying, it's indoor and outdoor, and it does bond to plastic. And obviously the tree's plastic, so that's the type of spray paint that we're going to use. So take the top off. And the directions do say to give it a really vigorous shake, so you can hear the little ball in there. And you're just going to have a really light touch on the spray because, you know, the tree didn't get really that bad this year, so I'm not too concerned with giving it a heavy coating, but I know that this will make it look much newer and much brighter. The wreath, on the other hand, that is just brown as dirt, it's going to get a much heavier coat from me painting. So here we go. We're going to paint it. Okay, so just painted myself, oops. Anyway, so the sun has gone behind the cloud a little bit, and it's a little bit easier to actually see where the yellow and brown spots are on the tree. So if you can get like an overcast day, that may also be a good option because it's a little bit easier to see, except for, you know, when it's really sunny outside, it's almost blinding to be able to tell where the yellow and brown spots are. On the wreath, it's definitely a lot easier to see where the brown spots are. This really, really browned, so I think I'll have an easier time of painting this. So you can really start to see already that one part of the wreath where I've been spraying already looks a lot better. So this method is definitely the best one that I would recommend. So that's it. It was really, really straightforward. We left the tree and the wreath out to dry a little bit, not in the sun necessarily, but kind of in the wind to let it blow. And then of course it rained again because, like I've been telling you, we live in Singapore and it just rains all the time. So they're inside drying now, and afterwards we're going to decorate the tree probably tomorrow after it gets 24 hours to dry. So this is what the tree looks like afterwards, after the vinegar treatment that didn't work and after the spray paint, which did work. We also added some flocking spray or some snow spray because it already kind of had flocking on it. It doesn't really make a difference on the white tree, but that's the way that they designed it. If you're curious, if you live in Singapore, just a couple tips for you on where to go Christmas shopping. So I've got another video which you can watch where we actually take you to the place where you can get most of the Christmas stuff that you need here in Singapore. The prices are, of course, still completely outrageous. For example, I think our tree was about 400 Singapore dollars last year, which is absurd for a plastic white Christmas tree. But that's, Singapore for you. But, if you are really, really looking for the place to get the best ornaments and the best prices on things, but you want to actually see them before you purchase and you don't want to have to wait for things to come in the mail and all that other kind of fun stuff that you have to do. The interesting thing about Singapore, for those of you who are not living here, is that when we first moved here, it was a really weird way to shop. We're used to going to like Target or, any type of store and being able to really get everything that you need really, really quickly and easily. In Singapore, a lot of the time, you don't really have that experience. You have to look for the specialty shop, or you have to know somebody who can kind of tell you where you can get things, and everything's concentrated in one space. So as you'll see in the other video, I talk a lot about how the best place to really go get things is at this mall called 1KM, which is out near Gelong and Paya Lebar here in Singapore. So we'll do a review of that as well, and you can see what's available and a little bit more about which stores are there. And it's a great place to go get all your Christmas items. So Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe. We plan on doing a lot more content. Me and my husband, that's who's helping me. A shout out to him as well. Here's a link to his YouTube channel in case you want to check it out, and I will see you guys here next time. Thanks.